Good to see you all here. Let me have a gallery view so that I can see everyone. My dear ones, हमेशा की तरह मेरे बहुत ही प्यारे people. Good to see you all. हाँ जी, कविता जी क्या किसी की इंतजार कर रही है या we should start?
We can start, and I have a question already with me.
Interestingly, today I also got a very interesting question, a question which is very close to me. But yeah, I'll start with you, Kavita.
Okay. So the question is, I wanted to ask for your guidance. How can we set healthy boundaries with our in-laws? And how can we stop expecting that they will check on us or ask about us?
See, it is not the question about healthy boundaries with the in-laws. It's about, in general, the healthy boundary. Why not with your parents also? Why not with your brother, your bhabhi, your sister-in-law also? Why only in-laws? You know, healthy boundaries start hota when you are in the school. When you start going and then you very much know, this is my teacher. I cannot talk to her the way I talk to my friends. So in any case, you know how to maintain the boundaries, no? You don't talk to your teachers the way you talk to your friends or your students or anybody else. And when with teacher you still are okay, then it comes to the principal. And to the principal, you don't talk the way you talk to your teacher. Why? Because even as a child, we know our boundaries. So when you grow up, similarly, the boundaries, you can see the way you talk to your bestie, you can't talk to your other friends and teachers and students in the school or in your life. We know how to make boundaries. Then why and where the problem comes when it comes about boundaries with the in-laws? This is something which I fail to understand. Only thing is, the reason is because we have been told from the childhood that the moment you get married and you're with your in-laws, you have to give everything of yours. You know, not now, Kavita, but I remember there used to be a time when a girl, when she's married, even her first name was changed. Forget about the surname. And why was it changed? So that you forget who you are, you take the identity of your in-laws. Whatever name they give you, that is the name you have to live with. And the reason of doing this was only simply because they always said you have two lives. In one life, you have to live two lives. A life before you are married and a life after you are married. So now, if this is how you're taught, spoken to, this is what you have been taught, that you have no identity of yours. Ab jo sasural hai, so sasural hai. If this is how you're taught and you're brought up, naturally, you do get confused with your boundaries. And this generation understands it. This century, women do understand it. Right? And because they understand it, now they are working very hard to see how they can put their boundaries. Exactly the same goes. Exactly the same way, the way you put boundaries with your parents, your friends, your students, teachers, principals, the same way. That is how you have to put boundaries. Abhi problem kya aati hai? When we talk about boundaries, most of the time, people think it means having no connection with your in-laws. No, I am not saying that. I want to make very clear. You can have all the connections with your in-laws only if you don't cut connection with yourself. You have no rights to connect to not only your in-laws, to anyone, including your own children, including your parents, including your husband. You have no right to connect with anyone if you have no connection with yourself. Be connected to yourself, respect yourself, they will respect you. Please don't expect that they will respect you because you have this quality. No. I was talking about it, Abhi. I was in Ajmer and we were talking over there in one of the constellation where we are brought up, my generation at least, has been brought up by saying कि पढ़ाई लिखाई कर लो, if you will earn some money, financial independent होगी तो ससुराल में भी लोग इज्जत से बात करेंगे. And believe me, I have so many of my clients very well educated, including IPS and IS officers, and no, they have no respect at home. They're earning, they're making money, they're very well educated. सारी जिंदगी निकाल दी, कभी IIT के लिए, MBA के लिए, पर कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं मिली और कभी उससे मिलेगी भी. जिस दिन हम अपने आप को रिस्पेक्ट करना सीख जाएंगे, रिस्पेक्ट मिलने लगेगी, उसे कोई नहीं रोक सकता. ठीक है? So this is something that whoever asked the question should know and understand.
Anju has a question.
So more than question, ma'am, it was just continuity of, I understood that in-laws may, yes, we should have boundary then everywhere. But एक psychologically है कि जहां पर law word लग जाता है ना, वहां पर we need proof. है ना? So because I had also been married for now almost 39 years. So now when you said, so I just connect why it is different from any other relation. क्योंकि in-laws वाले relation में हम लोगों को we need proof of everything. If I love you, I must show it. If they love me, they must show it.
Because this is how we have been brought up. No? We have been told from the childhood that your जो तुम्हारा रिपोर्ट कार्ड है वो शादी के बाद तुम्हारी सास और ससुर देंगे. अगर उन्होंने रिपोर्ट कार्ड में डिस्टिंक्शन दे दिया तो आप बहुत अच्छी हैं, अगर उन्होंने फर्स्ट डिवीजन दे दी तो आप बहुत अच्छी नहीं हैं, और अगर आपको फेल कर दिया तो अब आपको सोसाइटी में किसी तरह से सरवाइव करने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. सो दैट इज हाउ, बिकॉज दिस इज हाउ वी बीन ब्रॉट अप. But it is okay. I am not worried about it because the new generation is not being brought up like that. And I'm very glad to see they really have love and respect for their in-laws, but they have love and respect for themselves also. It's not about in-laws. That's what I am trying to say. It's all about you. Law or no law. It's all about you. When you do not respect from the child, yourself as a child, when you grow up, your parents, your family members, your other people, they don't give you respect, then and most of the time you are told that when you grow up, when you get married, you will get it. Don't try it in my house. Now the girls, every expectation gets after marriage. She thinks I get freedom. She thinks I'll get everything. I can do what I want to do once I am married. So her expectations from marriage is too much. This is what we as parents, as mothers, should stop. If they cannot do what they want to do in their parents' house, they will never, ever be able to do what they want to do. Forget it. They will not. Okay. Any other, anybody has to ask any question in this regard?
Yeah, so Nida, is there anyone else other than Nida? Achin, I think she's just joined in. I can see Achin here. Is that the right pronunciation? Achin.
Renu Gupta, Achin.
Ah, okay. Okay, I see you.
So what's the question?
Yeah, Nidha ने रेणु जी आप तो अभी ज्वाइन कर रहे हो, कुछ you want to add on here या कुछ और different question है?
किस टाइप का क्वेश्चन मतलब?
अच्छा ठीक है, तो आप वेट करिए, we'll get back to you would understand हम इसमें क्या. I think this is your first wow session.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So Nidha had asked here when you were talking you talked about establishing connection with oneself. Can you elaborate? What do you mean by that?
My next point, which question somebody has spoken today, which I'm going to talk about, is addiction. A lot of people have been asking me, so today I thought I'd take up this topic, and that will also explain you further, Nida, how we lose connection with ourselves. Say if a mother is pregnant and she is not connected to herself, in the sense, see, we all understand that our survival is in our subconscious mind. And for survival, we have a fight and flight. Every time when we have an issue, or there's a stress, there is a mistreatment or any other something, most of the time, when you're pregnant, because most of the time when you're pregnant, you're very new in the marriage. It's not a very old place. And that is the time mostly when you have a stress and tension, you are in a flight mode. You run away. You disconnect with the environment. You disconnect with your caretaker, because in the placenta of the caretaker, there is so much of trauma and pain and stress. So the child, because the child also has the survival instinct, because of its own survival, the child gets disconnected with the mother's emotions. And that's the first time he learns how to disconnect with itself, with its own self. Symptoms. These are the people, they can die for others, but apne liye kuch nahi karenge. So they keep themselves the last. I am not my own priority, and because I am not my priority, nobody else's priority I am. क्योंकि mother के womb में disconnect हो गए, now there is a desperate need in me to prove to myself. Actually, it is myself, but yeah, of course, when you see it from outside, it is like proving to others that I am very connected. But they have a guilt that when they were in the mother's womb, they disconnected. Okay, so this can be these are some of the symptoms that I can talk about at the moment. How you get disconnected to yourself. Then what else can be the disconnection? Get disconnected with their own body. These are the people, they will never know when they are hungry. There are people who actually will tell you, मुझे तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता, कोई दे देता खाना तो खा लेते हैं, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं कि मुझे खाना खाना है, क्योंकि अपनी बॉडी से कनेक्टेड ही नहीं है, तो पता ही नहीं चलता कब भूख लग गई, कब प्यास लग गई, कब पानी पीना है. That reminds me, मैं पानी पी लेती हूँ. तो ऐसे लोग, they get very disconnected with themselves. When you are born, the only thing that you're given is your own body. And if you cannot connect with your own body, you cannot connect either with yourself or with anyone else. Okay? So that is how we say that you are disconnected with yourself. More on this later on. Kavita, quick question?
Yeah, the next one is Payal is saying, my takeaway and bulb on moment. If you cannot do something in your parents' house, you will never ever be able to do that in your in-laws' house.
Because whatever you start, anything, whatever is your intention to start anything, remember that's how you're going to end it. I always give this example to my students that we have one thing about Ram, is Ram Charitmanas. And there is the same story of Rama written by Valmiki and written by Tulsidas, Ramayan and Ramcharitmanas. Now, if you understand how Valmiki wrote, if you understand his history, Valmiki himself was a robber. All right. And he would rob people in the jungles and forests and bring food to his wife. Wife kept on saying what you're doing is not correct and it will affect your karmas. He says, no, half of my karma will be affected by me. I will take care of it. But half of it goes to. She said, this is half, 50% karma is mine, 50% karma is yours. And that's when he said, okay. She said, no, it is the job of a husband to provide me with food. So how you get the job is your story. And you are going to decide how you want to bring the food on the table. Therefore, your karma, your story. My job is to receive with all the love and respect whatever my husband is bringing for me. That's when Valmiki realized that what he's doing, he's going to suffer it alone. Nobody is going to support me. For those people for whom I am doing all this, I'm earning this all for them and their happiness, even they are not going to support me. And that's when he, out of guilt, he started writing the story of Rama. Okay? So if you read that book, in the whole book, every single member dies with guilt. So including Dashrath himself, he dies with guilt because I killed Shravan Kumar, so I have to stay away from my son. Vibhishan, uh, uh, I mean everyone, including Ravan. Till the end, even Ravana, he died with the guilt that, and he apologized to Ram before dying that I'm sorry, I took away your wife, and because of that, I am sorry. Right? Now look at Ramcharitmanas. The Tulsidas. Tulsidas just wrote it only about Maryada Purushottam, the best man ever, the right man ever, the dharma of a man ever. He wrote it, and therefore, in the whole Ramcharitmanas, he is the only one who is written about Ram as a human being, how he grew up as a child, then he is growing up, teens, he goes to study, he comes back. Everything he has written, and everything has an understanding. Whatever event you see in that book, ultimately, in the end, he has given you the reasoning behind it. For example, even when he kills Ravan, Ravan comes and has gratitude with Rama, and he says, if you had not killed me, I would not have got released from the curse that I got. The only way for me to get released from the curse was if the avatar of Vishnu himself will come and kill me. So there's a reasoning, even for him. And he said, I'm sorry, I didn't want to take your wife, but I had to take your wife because I wanted, that was the only way you would kill me. And secondly, with his curse, the releasing condition was that Rama will come to your house to kill you. If you go and stand in front of his arrow and you die, it will not release you. He has to come and deliberately kill you. That's why I took the wife. What I'm trying to say is, when you start a story writing with a particular intention, an emotion of guilt, then the whole book has guilt in it. But if you started with understanding, knowledge, trying to tell people what is right and wrong, then in the whole book you will see stories of the same guy. It's Ram only. But the way you present the story is different because intentions are different. Emotions behind it is different. If you are not happy with your parents' family, with your family of origin, and you feel helpless, and then you go create another family, you will only and only create the family from the premises of helplessness. And then the only thing you will experience in that marriage is helplessness. So it's important what is your intention when you get married. When the first time you see your in-laws, if your intention is to make them happy, then rest of your life you will keep on trying to make them happy. And they'll never be happy, because if they get happy, your intention is of no use then, but they will not be happy. Yeah.
So the next one is from Maria. She says, why do own family members sometimes falsely accuse me of things I've never done? What life lessons can a soul learn from this?
Depending, Maria, on what, how and what they are accusing you of. Somewhere, definitely, if not now, as a child, you have had a guilt of the. So, for example, you in the childhood, one day you have had a fight with your mother. Okay. Now, mother yelled at you, you gave her a back answer, and mother said you should have some shame on yourself. How can you give a back answer to your mother? You are a shameless creature. Now, somewhere in your subconscious mind, you have already started believing that you are shameless. Now you will go out of the way to prove the whole world that I am very sensitive, I am not shameless. But more you need to prove, more the world will come and tell you you are shameless. Because now this needs to be healed. This is the unhealed part of yours. It needs to be healed. So when people are accusing you of your something, check, when did you accuse yourself? When did you agree and sanction that this is what you are? Somewhere you have sanctioned to yourself. Check that child who has sanctioned. And now the whole world is your mirror trying to accuse you of something till you don't heal that emotion of yours. Yeah. Yes, Maria, does it make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, they're accusing me of black magic. I don't know head or tail of black magic. But
So what
I don't
does
know
black
how.
magic mean to you?
Black magic is like doing evil to someone,
So go back in
trying to bring
childhood
harm
and
on
see.
someone.
Go in the childhood and check, where did you do any evil to someone? Or somebody did it and you judge that this is very bad, this is so evil, one should.
Yes, I used to judge. I had a lot of judgments around black magic.
When you judge others for something, you are contributing that emotion in the universe. अब आप contribute करोगे तो आप ही को तो heal करना है ना भाई. So people will come and tell you you're going through this. Heal yourself. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Well,
Yes. The next one is from Hasmeet. She asks, how do we reconnect with ourselves?
love yourself. Oh my God, this is such a difficult thing. The worst thing that all the healers and therapists are saying these days is love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. How to love ourselves? So how do you think, Hasmeet, if I have to love you, what would you expect?
Hasmeet, you're on mute.
Ma'am, difficult question, ma'am. That is why I asked.
No, I'm
आपने
asking
बिल्कुल
you, if you want me to love you, what would you expect from me?
I would expect you to check on me, how I'm doing, how I'm feeling on a regular basis.
How
है
many
ना?
times in a day you think about it? What am I doing? How I am doing? How good I'm feeling? How many times you do it to yourself? You'll check
Not
on
many.
everyone. You'll ask your son. You'll ask your husband. You'll ask everyone. Have you ever asked Hasmeet, Hasmeet, how are you doing today? Ask
No,
her.
ma'am.
Ask her. Check on her. Then I'll check on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Hanji. Hanji. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hanji Kavita.
Nirja,
Yeah.
Sudhir sir, continue.
Yeah.
I recognize Sudhir sir ki आवाज even without the video. Hanji Sudhir बताएं.
yeah, just going back to the last question which you answered, the lady said that people accuse her of black magic.
Black magic. Yeah. Yes.
And the reason means which she said was that she judges others quite frequently, and that's it. So how that can be a sort of a reason for others to accuse her of black magic?
Okay. So when I asked her what does black magic mean to her, she said it means doing evil to others. Okay. Now, if she has judged somebody of doing evil to others, this is an energy. It's a particular energy where you're judging doing bad to others, doing evil to others. Ye energy uski hai. She's the one who has taken out this energy. So she is in negative and the universe is in positive, means मैंने अपनी energy निकाली of accusing others. Accuse किया जब मैंने दूसरों को जज किया तो मैंने बोला तुम गलत हो. मैंने उंगली बाहर निकाली, मेरे अंदर से एनर्जी निकल गई गलत होने की. अब मैं नेगेटिव में हूं, मेरे से कुछ एनर्जी कम हो गई और वो बाहर कहीं घूम रही है. It has to come back to me because that's the only way how you can balance the energy. So to balance the energy, somebody will come and say the same thing to me. मेरे को उंगली उठा देगा. Now energy balance होगी. That's how it is. So if you will, as I always say, कि कोई भी चीज की disbalance जब होता है, उसका best insurance is to apologize. So you can just sit somewhere close and just check मैंने किस किस को judge किया that they are evil people. और जब आप उनको जज कर, जब उन लोगों की याद आएगी, उनसे आप apologize करिए, होपोनोपोनो करिए, energy balance हो जाएगी.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Nida?
Yeah. So, Nija, if you can't like apologize to somebody, then you just do, how do you apologize to them then?
Energetically. Many times people whom we want to say sorry are not available. Either they are out of our life or maybe out of the world or anything. But even with people who are deceased, your ancestors or your uncles or aunts, anybody who is, even if they are not in the world, energetically take their name. The moment you will take the name, the frequency will connect with them and apologize. अगर डायरेक्ट कर सकते हो तो नथिंग बेटर देन दैट. पर अगर नहीं कर सकते हो तो कभी कभी हमारी ईगो भी नहीं हमें करने देती सामने से ना. Then also energetically, if you will do it, it will help a lot. Directly, if you can do, nothing better than that.
So no other question in chat and I think no other hand raised. So you can go ahead with your question.
With my question, yes. I always have been saying that awareness is the most important thing. And it is only the awareness in your life for anything, about you, about others, about dharma, about adharma, or whatever. Whenever there is awareness, you are connected with earth. And I'll tell you how. See, it's only on earth that we have the time system. This we all know by now, right? So if we have to live on this earth, we have to understand the significance of the time, the rule of the time, the dharma of the time. And the only dharma of the time is that whatever you create, you have to uncreate. अब दो ही तरह से you can uncreate, either with awareness or without awareness. ठीक है? See, you are very much aware it is night time over here now in India. You're aware of it? After 4 hours, it will be midnight, deep in the night. You will be aware of it. In the morning, and then after a few more hours, it will be the daytime. You are aware. Why? Because your earth is spinning, and with that earth spinning, your awareness is also spinning. You are aware. It is why the night and day and everything is happening, because the earth is spinning. And with it, when you are also understanding it is the night time, midnight, night, right now, this is the time, which means with awareness, you are spinning with the earth. If you will not spin with the earth, with the awareness, you will still spin. But you will be sick. You will not know why, what is happening, and constantly you will be in the question of why me. Right? See, we know earth is spinning around. There are two types of people who spin. Have you seen a child spin, taking rounds on the earth, spins like this? He has no awareness what is happening, where he is standing, what he is doing. He'll just take this spin and then he'll feel nauseated. He will feel dizzy. He can fall down, things like that. Why? Because this child is spinning without the awareness. Right? Similarly, when there is a dancer,
Done.
when there is a dancer and she is spinning with awareness. She has the skill to spin. She understands the dharma of the dance. She understands the skill of the dance. She knows exactly when she has to take a round and how much she has to take a round, how much pressure, what angle she has to do. She is in full awareness. And therefore, you will never ever see a dancer feeling dizzy. Right? Similarly, there are rules and there are regulations on earth, and we need to be aware of it. This wow that we are doing once in a month is absolutely because of that awareness that you people should get. It's very important. That's my effort to bring it to you people, the awareness. Okay. See, the question that was given to me today was about addiction. Listen, this addiction is everywhere and I've accepted it. Already I have understood, but I want to understand why addiction. And then she came up with a beautiful question. I understand you people say there is a void in your life, so you're trying to fill up the void with the addiction, with the substance, with the habits, with the nature. Why a child? When a child, children, have you seen children with the addiction of thumbs sucking? That's an addiction. You try to remove their hand, they'll put it again. You try to remove it, they'll put it again. Okay? There are children, you will see they are small as a child, they have a blanket. Till they are in their teenage or even older than that, they have to have that blanket in their hand to sleep, otherwise they can't sleep. Have you seen such cases? होता है ना ऐसा? ये एडिक्शन ही तो, ये भी तो एडिक्शन है. तो she said, why this is happening with my child? What is addiction? Addiction is anything taken in extra dose, bigger dose than you need. See, we all need sugar now. Our body needs it, so we have sugar. But if you have too much of sugar and you cannot live without the sugar, the dose is bigger, we say he is addicted to sugar. So anything that we take in bigger dose is known as addiction. Basically, addiction is the need for the illusion of power. When I sleep with this blanket and I yell and I shout and I cry, and the whole family tries to find my blanket and give it to me, I'm in power. It means somewhere the child has lost his power. Maybe as a child.
I
So
think
there is an illusion of power that a child can feel. That I am in power, I can make people do what I do. Generally, this means the child has lost his power. This mobile ka charger lag gaya. Which means the child has lost the power in mother's womb, because that is the possibility of बचपन से ही 1 साल के बच्चे को addiction है तो. When a child is in the mother's womb and the mother is stressed, she's being mistreated, there is trauma in her life and things like that, then definitely this child will take the same emotion from the mother's placenta. If in the placenta of the mother there is nervousness, then for sure this child will have a natural nervousness. All our emotions, especially mother's emotions, are stored in their placenta while she is pregnant. We have to understand, in mother's womb, the natural regulator of our emotions is in the placenta. And when there is a problem in receiving, traumas affect the children's natural development stages. And womb comes into that stage only. Womb is no other stage. It is also a part of the developmental state. जब बच्चा मदर के womb में होता है ना, और अगर if the mother's survival is at stake, then the child's survival is also at the stake. And when it is at stake, natural response of fight and flight will always trigger. And when this natural fight and flight will trigger, the child has no idea when to, because the regulator in the plasma, mother's plasma is also not working. If mother's plasma is working, then the child is okay. Then the child has absolutely no problem. Child is okay. So his fight and flights are regulated. But whenever the mother's placenta has issues with the emotions and the child has a problem, his natural regulator is not working, and therefore when there is a nervousness, there is no natural regulation happening there. Now this child has no idea when to fight, when to flight. He will try to survive in any case, either by fight and flight without the awareness. And in our language, we therapists call it silent bipolar. So they learn to be bipolar because they keep moving from one polarity to another. Regulator is not working. It's like phone. आपके फैन का रेगुलेटर खराब हो जाए, या तो आप 0 पे चले जाते हो, या बिल्कुल फास्ट बहुत हाई स्पीड हो जाती है, और आप कभी फिर हाई करते हो, ठंड लगेगी, फिर आप उसको उसको कम करोगे तो वो 0 हो जाएगा, फिर आपको गर्मी लगती है, फिर आप ठंड में भागते हो, तो आप पोलैरिटीज में कॉन्स्टेंटली भागते रहते हो. दिस क्रिएट्स नेचुरल nervousness in children. By the time they are born with this natural nervousness. See, when the child is born with this natural nervousness, mother plays, or the primary caretaker plays a big time role in this. If the mother knows how to comfort the child, If mother knows how to soothe the child learns to be very sensitive towards the emotions. But most unfortunate part is, most of the time in not only our culture, in many cultures, children are born in the honeymoon period. You're just married and the first thing is, let's have a kid. Now, when you want to have a kid, you have not even properly understood your partner. You have no idea how to soothe yourself. How will you soothe the child? And if you do not know how to soothe your child, the child will naturally be born with the habits like hyperactive kids, like nail biting. They become very powerless. Their nervous system becomes very sensitive and very prone to emotions or traumas or stress. छोटी सी बात में they'll have a stress. If though I am born with the stress and natural nervousness, and on top of it, my mother is so young, she even doesn't know how to soothe me. सोने पे सुहागा. And then that is the child, he will only and only feel very powerless. And this is also the child who would never learn how to regulate its nervous system. He'll never learn. But if the mother is soothing, comforting, she can calm down the child. The need in the child to rush to the fight or flight is not there. Then such children, naturally, they know how to regulate their nervous system. Your regulator is not working, right? And now you've grown up. Grown up में stress और traumas कम तो नहीं हो जाएंगे ना, वो तो उतने ही रहने वाले हैं, बढ़ने ही वाले हैं. रेगुलेटर खराब है. तो मुझे अपने को सूद करने के लिए जो एक्सटर्नल सब्सटेंस या रिसोर्सेस चाहिए, वो मुझे ये नहीं पता चलता कि कितने चाहिए, मैं उसको रेगुलेट नहीं कर पाती, तो एक्सेस में लेने लगती हूँ. Are you understanding कहाँ से addiction is coming? You will start taking it in excess ना. मुझको मालूम ही नहीं कितना कैसे रेगुलेट करना, रेगुलेटर खराब है मेरा. And these are the children who will be born with the जिनके हार्ट बीट में इशू है, हाइपर एक्टिव है, ब्लड सर्कुलेशन खराब है. क्यों? क्योंकि जब मैं मदर की वूम में था तो मदर के पास स्ट्रेस था. जब मदर के पास स्ट्रेस था तो मदर्स कॉर्टिसोल लेवल वाज वेरी हाई. अब मेरे तो पैदा ही हुआ कॉर्टिसोल लेवल हाई के संग. अब तुम जो कितना भी लाइफ में उनको सूद करो, कॉर्टिसोल है, आप उसका टेस्ट करवाओगे, बच्चे का कॉर्टिसोल हाई दिखेगा. डॉक्टर कहेंगे इसका कॉर्टिसोल बहुत हाई है, इतना छोटे बच्चे का तो नहीं होना चाहिए ये रेंज. पर वो रेंज तो माँ के वूम से लेके आया है, वो उसके प्लेसेंटा से लेकर आया है. एंड देन दे विल से कि इतना अगर हाई है, देन 100% ये बच्चे को हार्ट का इश्यू हो गया. अब ये बच्चा कॉन्स्टेंटली उस चीज को ढूंढता रहेगा जो उसका कॉर्टिसोल लेवल हाई रखेगा. चाहे वो एक्टिव हो, वो सेल्फ सैबोटेज आ जाएगा. जब माँ या बाप उसको डांटेंगे, वो स्ट्रेस लेवल जो है उसको कॉर्टिसोल हाई देगा. वो फील करता है कि मैं अपनी माँ के वूम में ही हूँ, आई एम स्टिल कनेक्टेड. पता चला मदर की वूम में तो कॉर्टिसोल बहुत हाई था, बाद में बच्चा पैदा हुआ और सारी दुनिया, सारे पेरेंट्स, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स सब उसको लाड प्यार देने लगोगे. टू लेट. वो लाड प्यार से उसका कॉर्टिसोल जितना कम होता जाएगा, वो उतना एक्सटर्नली कॉर्टिसोल को ढूंढने लगेगा अपनी लाइफ पे, कॉर्टिसोल लेवल को हाई करने के लिए. और जितना आपका कॉर्टिसोल लेवल हाई होता है, उतनी आपकी विल पावर जीरो होती जाती है, कम होती जाती है. ये याद रखना. इसीलिए बचपन में भी अगर आपके पास विल पावर है, आप काफी चीजें कर लेते हो. अगर आपकी मैरिज में या आपके रिलेशनशिप में या ऑफिस में ऐसे इन रिलेशनशिप्स हैं जिसमें आपका कॉर्टिसोल बहुत हैवी है, स्ट्रेस रिलेटेड है, तो फिर आप कुछ भी कर लीजिए, सूदिंग नहीं होती है। दैट इज व्हाई वी से कि बहुत स्ट्रेस था इसलिए हार्ट की प्रॉब्लम हो गई। अरे हार्ट की क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गई? हार्ट बीट ज्यादा हो गई, क्योंकि नॉर्मल हार्ट बीट से कॉर्टिसोल कम था। अभी मैंने बढ़ा लिया, अभी मेरे को ठीक लग रहा है। Is this connection, are you people understanding कि एडिक्शन कहां से आ रहा है? Where I'm taking you people, the need to control your environment, that's very important. अब वो चाहे तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स हो, चाहे तुम्हारे पार्टनर्स हो, तुम्हारे बच्चे हो, तुम्हारी टीचर्स हो, बॉसेस हो, कोलीग्स हो। क्योंकि जब मैं माँ के womb में था, nothing was in my control, and the only thing he feels and understands subconscious mind, because cortisol high हो गया था ना, तो मैंने देखो सरवाइव कर लिया। तो अब मुझे वो हाई कॉर्टिसोल ही चाहिए। अब वो स्ट्रेस ट्रॉमा क्रिएट करते हैं अपने एनवायरनमेंट में, माँ से लड़ जाएंगे, बाप को गाली दे देंगे, बॉस से भिड़ जाएंगे, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स में आ जाते हैं, बिकॉज आर्ग्यूमेंट्स गिव यू अ वेरी हाई कॉर्टिसोल, एंड यू विल सी देयर आर मेनी चिल्ड्रन जिनका आर्ग्यू करना ही उनका एडिक्शन है। वो हर बात पे आर्ग्यू करें, बेटा गुरुद्वारे चले जाओ, नहीं मैं गुरुद्वारे जाऊंगा, कॉर्टिसोल है, मैंने आर्ग्यू करके गया है ना। एंड देयर आर मेनी सच चिल्ड्रन यू विल सी, वो हर बात मानेंगे पर बिना आर्ग्यू किए हुए नहीं मानेंगे। फर्स्ट कॉर्टिसोल लेवल हाई कर देंगे, आपका भी दूसरों का भी, और फिर मान जाते हैं। देखे ऐसे बच्चे की नहीं देखेंगे, है ना। And then you know what happens is with these people, then they start sabotaging their own life, many aspects of their life. You know why? जब मैं sabotage करूंगा तो इमरजेंसी क्रिएट होगी, ट्रॉमा क्रिएट होगा, वो मुझे हाई कॉर्टिसोल देगा, और मुझको वो चाहिए। क्योंकि चाइल्डहुड में लैक ऑफ इमोशंस ने कॉर्टिसोल हाई किया। नाउ आई वांट सिचुएशंस इन माय लाइफ की लैक ऑफ इमोशंस हो जाए। अब क्या होता है, व्हेन यू आर इनटू एक्सटर्नल सब्सटेंस के एडिक्शन में होते हो, तो ये एक्सटर्नल सब्सटेंस का जो एडिक्शन होता है आपको आपके ही इमोशन से कट ऑफ कर देता है। तो आप फिर से उसी इशू में उसी पोजीशन में आ जाते हो जहां पर लैक ऑफ इमोशंस था। Lack of emotions, you understand. No connection with the emotions, you understand. And then you feel very at home and comfortable and soothing. And how do you do it? How can you work? By disconnecting with your emotions. Lack of emotions, kaise you will produce? Alcohol. Numb kar deta aapko. Critical filter tod deta. You are not in touch with yourself. Sports. Arguments, baking and cooking, very common. Please, there are people who are addicted to cooking. कोई नहीं भी होगा घर में तो भी you know 3, 4, 5 बार वो खाना बनाएंगे, बेक करते रहेंगे। बेदिंग, इसको हम लोग बाद में यही एडिक्शन ओसीडीज भी हो जाते हैं। सिगरेट, कोकीन, कॉफी, कोका कोला, स्निफिंग ग्लू, हेरोइन, बहुत सारे नाम हैं। कलेक्शंस, कुछ लोगों को एडिक्शन होता है कलेक्शन ऑफ स्टैम्प्स, कलेक्शन ऑफ कॉइन्स, कलेक्शन ऑफ थिंग्स, सारा टाइम ध्यान उसी में है, सो दैट आई एम disconnected with my emotions. When I'm disconnected with my emotions, I am in lack of my emotions, and that makes me feel at home. I'm comfortable with that. Crimes, computer games, of course we all know. Crimes, shoplifting, stealing, lying for no reasons. violence, food, dairy products, cheese, chocolates, relationships, sex, सबका एडिक्शन हो सकता है. Interestingly, I had a very funny client, a very funny issue of a client which came, and I was like taken aback because I was not expecting it. And there is this guy who says, I'm addicted to laughter. मुझे बिना वजह ना हंसी आती है. मैं सारा टाइम बिना बात के हंसता रहता हूँ. कोई कितनी भी सीरियस बात कर दे, मैं लोगों के फ्यूनरल पे नहीं जाता, मुझे नहीं पता मैं कब हंस दूंगा. So, of course, I understand it was his. This was a nervous laughter. कई बार कुछ लोग जब बहुत nervous हो जाते हैं, तो they take it out in laughing it out. But it can be an addiction. He says it is. He says I don't want to do it. पर मैम मैं क्या करूं, हो जाता है. Like this was a case, very challenging case for me. क्योंकि मैं 99% clients को सिखा रही हूँ कि कैसे लाइफ में laughter को लेकर आओ. I keep telling them, देखो मैं सोती ही नहीं हूँ जब तक मैं एक ना दो स्टैंड अप कॉमेडीज लाफ्टर की नहीं देख लो. अब कितनी होंगी रोज देखोगे तो कई बार रिपीट भी हो जाती है, बट आई डोंट केयर, मुझे देखना है. और मैं सबको कहती हूँ सोने से पहले हंस के सो, कॉमेडी देख के सो, कॉमेडी मूवी देख के सो, स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी देखो, लाफ एंड लाफ फॉर स्टूपिड रीजन, बट लाफ, अपना लंग्स खोलो और सो जाओ. अब बताओ, मेरे पास एक क्लाइंट आता है जिसका लाफ्टर मुझे बंद करवाना है. Couldn't have been a more bigger challenge to me. But yes, that can also be addiction. But if we understand as a therapist and as a person that addictions most of the time are born in the mother's womb, then please check, have reflective questions. How was my mother's state of mind when I was in the womb? Abhi, I was just also reading somewhere that they said that children jinke caretaker change hote rehte. In fact, in the morning I was coming from Pushkar to Ajmer today, and no, not today, yesterday evening we had gone to some Shakti Peeth. And I just asked this person who was taking us, he's also my student, where were you grown up? Kahan bade hue? He says, kahin nahi. 3 साल में father का transfer हो जाता था. तो मैम, I know many people, acquaintances तो बहुत है, friends एक भी नहीं है, बन ही नहीं पाया कभी. ठीक इसी तरह से अगर आपके केयर टेकर्स भी चेंज होते हैं, पहले मदर ने लिया, फिर आप नानी के चले गए, फिर थोड़े समय के बाद दादी के यहाँ चले गए, फिर थोड़े समय बाद मॉम ना जॉब करने लगी, पापा का जॉब छूट गया, वो नर्चरर बन गए, वो केयर टेकर बन गए, मदर कमा के बाहर चली गई, सेकेंडरी केयर टेकर हो गई. अगर ये बहुत कुछ होता है तो ऐसे बच्चे साइलेंट बाइपोलैरिटी में चले जाते हैं. जब वो बड़े होते हैं ये बाइपोलैरिटी बाहर आती है, फिर वो डिसऑर्डर बन के हमारे. So there are many reasons. So check what could be your reason and just heal it. Talk to the child, soothe the child, comfort the child. Now you are the caregiver to that child. Don't be dependent on your mother. Clear?
Yes, that was very deep. I have 2 more questions. Should we take them up?
Mm-hmm.
The first one is, क्या नॉनवेज का भी कोई कर्मा बनता है क्योंकि उसमें किसी को इंटेंशनली मारा जा रहा है?
देखिए, ये कहना तो बहुत मुश्किल है कि कर्मा बनता है कि नहीं. भाई सिंपल चीज है, एनर्जी है. आई तो ओनली बिलीव एनर्जी टेक, एनर्जी गिव, बैलेंसिंग होनी चाहिए. ठीक है ना. अब अगर आपने किसी एनिमल को काटा जिसका इमोशन में हेल्पलेसनेस है, तो इनटेक तो कर ली ना आपने, आ गई ना आपके अंदर, एनर्जी ही तो है वो. अब ये एनर्जी किसी को तो दोगे ना, नहीं दोगे तो परेशान होगे क्योंकि एक्सेस ऑफ एनर्जी है. इसलिए कहते हैं कि आप अगर नॉनवेज खाते हैं तो थोड़े बार्बरिक हो जाते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा खाओ, या फिर आप कम एम्पैथ हो जाते हो, राइट? पर नहीं खाना चाहिए या खाना चाहिए, मैं इस पे जिक्र नहीं करूंगी, ठीक है? हमें क्यों जरूरत है नॉनवेज खाने की? नॉनवेज हम वही खाते हैं लोग जहाँ ज्यादा इच्छा होती है खाने की, जो पावरलेस फील करते हैं। मुझे पावर फील करना है तो नॉनवेज खा लेते हैं। तो इसमें राइट रॉन्ग तो नहीं है, बट हाँ, अगर तुम एक इमोशन के संग खा रहे हो नॉनवेज तो 100% कर्मा है, पर तुम उसको न्यूट्रिशन प्रोटीन मानकर खा रहे हो, केवल पावर के लिए नहीं खा रहे हो, पावरलेस नहीं फील कर रहे हो, और उसकी हेल्पलेसनेस के ऊपर फोकस ही नहीं कर रहे हो। तुम्हारे को है कि आई नीड प्रोटीन, सो आई नीड, क्योंकि इकोलॉजिकली भी तो चल रहा है ना, वो भी तो एक नेचर चल रही ही है ना, ज्यादा पावरफुल कम पावरफुल को खाता है ना। तो अगर आपके अंदर खाते वक्त इमोशन नहीं है, हाय मैंने उसको खा लिया, वो बेचारा अच्छा खासा घूम रहा था, खेल रहा था, मैंने क्यों खाया, 100% कर्मा है, कर्मा है। बट अगर आपने कहा कि मुझे ये खाना है क्योंकि ये मेरे प्रोटीन मेरी बॉडी के लिए जरूरत है, और उसमें कोई तुम्हारा इमोशन नहीं आ रहा है, इट्स गुड। दैट इज द रीजन जो इतने आजकल एनिमल राइट्स के लिए लोग हैं, वो ये कह रहे हैं, दे आर नॉट सेइंग कि मत खाओ, दे आर सेइंग उनको अच्छी कंडीशंस में रखो ताकि वो हेल्पलेस ना महसूस करें। That's all. उनको पता ना चले, हेल्पलेस ना फील करें, तो आप वो एनर्जी नहीं ले रहे। इसीलिए अगर आप बहुत पुराने समय में भी जाओ ना, तो फिश, जब तक वाटर किंगडम था तो अवेयरनेस नहीं थी सर्वाइवल की, कि डेथ और वो नहीं था, इसलिए जनरली फिश वगैरह जो खाते हैं वो लोग उनका इमोशन नहीं लेते हैं। तो जब तक हम लोग मैमल्स बने या वाटर किंगडम मैमल्स में कन्वर्ट हुई, तो इमोशंस आने शुरू हो गए। फिश को कभी गुस्सा नहीं आएगा, है ना, पर मैमल्स को गुस्सा आ जाता है, सींग लेके दौड़ते हैं आपको पीछे मारने के लिए आपको, क्योंकि उनको अपना सर्वाइवल चाहिए। तो वहां वो इमोशंस आपके अंदर डेफिनेटली आ जाते हैं। That's all.
So the next one is autistic child क्यों होते हैं? क्या ये अनकंडीशनल लव से रिलेटेड कुछ है?
किसी लाइफ में बहुत ही कंडीशनल लव दिया होगा, वो अनकंडीशनल लव लेने के लिए आते हैं। Give it. आपकी बारी, आपको देना पड़ेगा। See, autistic children खुद जो होते हैं ना, उनको ज्यादा तकलीफ नहीं होती, they are very comfortable and they find themselves very normal. पेन हमेशा पेरेंट्स को होती है, तो पेरेंट्स का कुछ कार्मिक क्लोजिंग होनी होती है, बच्चे की नहीं होती है। बच्चा बढ़िया होलसम, हर तरह से बच्चे खुश होते हैं, कंप्लीट होते हैं। पेरेंट्स डिस्टर्ब हो जाते हैं। मेरा बच्चा जो नॉर्मल लिख कर भेजा है आपने, या किताबों में लिख दिया या हमें पढ़ा दिया गया, वो वैसा सा नहीं, तो क्योंकि वो ऐसा नहीं है तो ओ ये एबनॉर्मल है, तो मेरी पेन है, एज अ मदर पेन है, एज अ फादर पेन है। तो कार्मिक क्लोजिंग हम ही को करनी है, उनको नहीं करनी, वो तो करवाने के लिए आए हैं क्लोजिंग, ठीक है?
हाँ जी, so that's all from my side.
And from my side also.
So then I have an announcement. So we are having Soul Group Constellations Therapy in person in Noida on the 12th of July. So come over for that, especially Nikita, tum idhar hi ho, Delhi NCR, you can come over. And then we have Soul Group Constellations ka Facilitators Training Program, Module 1. We are starting a new batch from the 18th of July. So 18th to 22nd are the dates. If you wish to learn this modality, you can connect with us. Thank you so much.
I saw Sudhir that says that means for our addiction, our mothers is responsible. No, for your addiction, your mother is not responsible. Your mother's state of mind is responsible. That's it.
And maybe your perception towards that state of mind is more responsive.
Maybe. But when you're a child, then your perception se zyada
Feeling.
important feeling hoti hai.
Yeah.
Children only feel. They don't understand. They have no wisdom. धीरे धीरे critical filter बनता है, धीरे धीरे वो their wisdom comes, perception comes. But as a baby, they only feel. So if the mother is feeling depressed, then definitely child will feel depressed. And yes, mother ke perception se mother ke paas emotions aate hain. So mother's state of mind and mother's perception is the reason for the addictions generally in people.
Can it be possible, Nija, that maybe during your growing up, uh, something like in the environment you grow up, that leads to some kind of addictions?
See, Sudhir, if you are growing up in an environment of addiction, it means naturally, very clearly that the child is in mother's womb, there is addiction and traumas happening there. The mother is affected in any case. भाई अगर आप बड़े हो रहे हैं और आपके फादर को आदत है अल्कोहल की, तो 100% जब आप पैदा हो रहे थे तो उस अल्कोहल की वजह से माँ को तकलीफ थी. तो it will again go back to that.
Okay.
So generally वहां से आएगा ही आएगा. Seema says perception comes from last life. May not be. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. Yes, if at the time of your death, your perception is the reason for your death, then generally you carry on that perception to the next life. And we call it hangover life. Yeah, it may be. Not always.
Nikita wishes to say something.
Yeah, Nikita?
Yes, hello, ma'am. Good to see you. I'm glad I'm able to attend your session today. Ma'am,
After a long time.
Yes, ma'am, after a very long time. Ma'am, so you explain addiction very beautifully. So I have this parallel question with the addiction itself. So we have manifested particular parents, siblings for a reason to have some of our learnings. And when we do any sessions also at the end we check how do you feel, and like during LBL also ma'am teaches us no in the end what was your learning, and opposite of emotion we try to understand as lesson. So can we say this, we have manifested particular environment and parents from the premise of to complete those lessons, because anyway we have to make everybody complete, like you explained, energy come going plus minus wala, and therapist enters with plus energy only, like XX energy. So that environment and our mother state of mind was also because we have to learn that lesson in our life, so we chose her as our mother.
I'll give you an example, Nikita. Say, as a soul, you have decided that I need to learn to stand up on my own and speak up for myself. Okay? When you are deciding, there is no emotion because you're understanding and deciding this on the metaphysical world, on a soul level. And soul level, no emotions. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. तो बिना किसी इमोशन के आपने ये सोचा कि मैं नीचे जाऊंगी and I will learn how to stand up for myself or speak up for myself. अब आप आई तो नेचुरली आपको एक ऐसा एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए जहां पे पहले आपको सप्रेस किया जाएगा. Then only you'll be able to speak up, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you choose a family where the father is maybe very dominant and the mother is very meek. Now you come in the mother's womb, you have to learn this. But blueprint तो ऊपर रह जाता. और जैसे मदर के womb में आए तो मदर के अपने perception से when the father is dominating, she feels like a victim and she is in a pain or a emotion of helplessness. Child does not have that blueprint कि मैं सीखने क्या आया हूँ. वो मदर की वूम से हेल्पलेसनेस ले लेता है और रेस्ट ऑफ द लाइफ वो हेल्पलेस ही फील करता है, स्पीकअप करना सीखता ही नहीं है। फिर वो एक दिन हमारे पास आ जाता है क्लाइंट बन के, फिर हम उसको कहते हैं भाई तू तो ये सीखने आया था, सो स्टैंड अप एंड स्पीक अप फॉर योरसेल्फ। जिस दिन वो स्पीक अप कर लेगा, he'll be able to speak up for himself, उसका एनवायरनमेंट चेंज हो जाएगा। पर मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम पता नहीं होता है कि हमने ये एनवायरनमेंट चूज क्यों किया है।
Yes, ma'am. So
जिनको
basically,
पता होता है कि हमने ये एनवायरनमेंट क्यों चूज किया है, फिर वो भगवान, दे आर गॉड,
Mhm. So
उनको
basically,
अपना
it's not
ब्लूप्रिंट याद है।
vice. Okay, so ma'am, basically, it's not vice versa. The way I have understood, it's basically it's like mother's own perception affecting now child in a womb, and that is why when we do age regression, we go to like sometimes in few cases we reach to womb and child says I felt this, I felt that, and how this a story started for that
Yeah,
person.
because the mother has an emotion and child only knows feelings. He doesn't have a perception, he doesn't have a wisdom. तो उसको तो मालूम नहीं ना कि माँ हेल्पलेस फील कर रही है ताकि मैं बड़े होकर चौड़े में बोल सकूं। वो तो माँ की हेल्पलेस ले लेता और वहीं से हेल्पलेस हो जाता, क्योंकि
तो मैम
चाइल्ड
जो न्यू मम्मीज बनेंगी उनको कैसे सिखाएं रेगुलेशन? वो तो वैसे ही मतलब फिर ये बढ़ता ही रहेगा।
तो फिर बेटा इसीलिए इसकी अवेयरनेस इतनी जरूरत है। तमाम लड़कियां इस लाइन में इस यहाँ बैठी होंगी मेरे उसमें, और मेरे जैसे बहुत से लोग हैं जो इस बारे में अवेयरनेस फैला रहे हैं, बात कर रहे हैं। तुम लोग भी तो आगे जाओगे, अवेयरनेस फैलाओगे, जो मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तभी तो शादी के तुरंत बाद ही उन औरतों को, लड़कियों को समझ आ जाएगा इट्स ऑल अबाउट माय परसेप्शन। तो फिर आने वाली जनरेशन के हेल्दी होने के चांसेस हैं, उसी की तो कोशिश कर रहे हैं। तुम लोग की तो सबकी निकल गई, हमारी भी गुजर गई, अब नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लिए वी आर वर्किंग।
यस मैम, अग्रीड। थैंक यू मैम।
एक और पॉइंट आया है मैम, वन कंफ्यूजन, अगर कोई अपने कर्मा में इमोशन नहीं डाल रहा तब भी कर्मा तो है, उसको कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस तो फेस करने ही होंगे ना किसी लाइफ में, अदरवाइज ऐसे तो कर्मा का कोई मतलब ही नहीं रह जाएगा ना। लाइक रेपिस्ट एंड मर्डरर तो कभी इमोशंस डालते ही नहीं अपने एक्शन में, देन उसका क्या होता है? ऐसा तो हर इंसान कांड करके बच जाएगा ना, प्लीज समझाइए।
नहीं बेटा, आपको किसने कहा कि मर्डरर्स बिना इमोशन के मर्डर कर देते हैं? ऐसे चलते चलते मजा आ रहा है लॉ कर दे, ऐसा नहीं होता है। एंगर होता है, एग्रेशन होती है, उनके अंदर पावरलेसनेस होती है, उनके अंदर हेल्पलेसनेस होती है, और तब वो मर्डर करते हैं। तो इमोशन तो होता है। इमोशन का मतलब हमेशा गिल्ट ही नहीं होता, बहुत तरह के इमोशंस होते हैं। कर्मास इज नथिंग, ये पनिशमेंट नहीं है। एक तो ये समझना शुरू करो, कर्मा भुगतते नहीं है, वो पनिशमेंट नहीं है, सिर्फ वो बैलेंसिंग ऑफ एनर्जी है। जो आप क्रिएट करोगे एनर्जी, वो आप ही को अनक्रिएट करनी है। आपको मौका मिलता है अनक्रिएट करने का। जिस समय आप अनक्रिएट कर रहे हो, अगर उस समय आपके अंदर अवेयरनेस, एक्सेप्टेंस ना हो के कोई इमोशन आ जाएगा, तो ये कर्मा कैरी ऑन होता है। पर अगर हम लोग आप एक्चुअली हिंदुइज्म में जाके देखिए, डीप हमारे एंसेस्टर्स को देखिए, तो उनकी लाइफ में जब कोई कुछ गलत करता था, पैसे खो जाते थे या कोई ट्रॉमा होता था, दे यूज्ड टू से शायद मेरा कर्मा था, मैंने कुछ करा होगा किसी लाइफ में गलत, इसलिए इस लाइफ में चला गया। ये एक्सेप्टेंस में जब आ जाते हैं तो फिर आपके इमोशंस नहीं आते, और जब इमोशंस नहीं आते तो वही कर्मा क्लोज हो जाता है। पर अगर आप इमोशंस डाल दोगे तो यकीनन कर्मा कैरी ऑन होता है। ये गलत ख्याल है कि मर्डर करने के बाद भी बहुत खूंखार होते हैं, इसलिए उनके अंदर कोई इमोशन नहीं है। अरे खूंखार होने के लिए भी इमोशन, एग्रेशन चाहिए होता है। तो कर्मा तो आगे जाएगा, उसी को क्लोज करना होगा। शायद किसी दिन जब कोई उसका मर्डर करेगा किसी भी लाइफ में, कई बार इसी लाइफ में, कई बार अगली लाइफ में, तो जब उसका मर्डर करेगा और वो हेल्पलेस नहीं फील करेगा, वो कहेगा ओके, इन्होंने this person has killed me, maybe this is how I was supposed to go, शायद मैंने ही चूज किया था एक वायलेंट डेथ, तब कर्मा क्लोज होता है। आई नो बहुत मुश्किल होता है वायलेंट डेथ के समय टू थिंक कि मेरा कर्मा ही होगा, बट If you remember, जब गांधी जी की डेथ वायलेंस हुई थी, his last words were he Ram. उसने किसी को माँ बहन की गाली नहीं दी थी मरने से पहले, तो बड़े चांसेस है वायलेंस को लेके जो उसका कर्मा था वो क्लोज हो गया। ठीक है,
रेणु जी ने कुछ लिखा है पर समझ नहीं आ रहा मुझे,
क्या लिखा है?
पढ़ने में नहीं आ रहा। इट्स इन द चैट, सनहित कर्मा सब कुछ आई डोंट नो, कुछ टाइपिंग एरर।
सन्निहित कर्मा कब तक हम को सन्निहित पर एंगल कैसे क्लोज करें? रेणु, ये पर्सनल में पूछ लेना, मुझे समझ नहीं आई। Doesn't matter. I think tomorrow or day after we are meeting, you can ask me this question.
She unmuted herself, but ठीक है।
I did. I don't know. All right.
Okay, so we will see you next month. Till then, take
Guys
care. Or
who are into hypnotherapy, please understand when we do the constellation and we include the hypnotherapy with it, it becomes soul group constellation. And there is so much you learn about family dynamics in soul group constellation that it's not funny. It can make your therapies 10 times better. Even if you are not doing soul group constellation, you're doing other therapies, the knowledge itself is amazing on family dynamics. So please, if you can, please come and attend on 18th of July. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
all right.
Okay. See
I
you.
have to ask something. I'll give you a call. Quick one. ठीक है. Bye.
All right.